everyone, and welcome back to Stitchy's World. My name is Caitlin. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome. Thanks for coming on in. And this is just going to be a regular podcast episode. I haven't filmed any episodes since my Vlogmas, which I think lasted all of 3 days. But that's okay. I got a lot of knitting done. I got a lot of crochet done. But most of all, I have been so inspired to just keep making things recently. So anyway, today's gonna be some finished objects and what I'm working on now, and one big unanswered question that I might need your help with. So let's dive in. Okay, the first thing I wanna share, I don't even know if I shared them before, but I don't think I did. I made these little gnomes. I will put the information on the screen because I'm drawing a blank over pattern names and stuff. But anyway, these are from the book, The Gnomes of Grimblewood. And that was one of the books that when I cataloged it at the library, I knew I had to buy it for my personal collection, and that's just what I did. So I've started with, actually this is the first gnome in the book. And I used, oh, isn't that something? I didn't realize when I put this shawl on, but this is the yarn that I used. So this gnome matches this shawl, and I think this was from the Tomte's Treasures shawl. But I can't really remember too much more about it than that. But anyway, I knew the yarn looked good together, so I said, hey, let's make use of these scraps. And this was my first time making any of these gnomes from the book, and also my first time stuffing with anything other than stuffing. So I actually put lentils in the bottom to give the gnome a little bit of a weighted bottom so she wobbles, but she doesn't fall down. And yes, the gnomes in this book that have beards, it does not mean that they are only men gnomes. The author actually says explicitly that why can't a woman have a beard too? So there you go. And then this was the second one that I made, and this one was a little bit more complex, a little bit bigger as well. And I had to introduce another color because I think I ran out of, well, it just needed another color. It was a 3-color gnome. So different, yeah, same, it would be the same, same weight of yarn, but from a different, scraps from a different project. So this one I think is even cuter, not to hurt your feelings, but it's just got a little more detail. I love the little ear flap garter flaps on the hat. The nose was so fun. The instructions were really unique to make the nose. It's not how I would have thought a nose would be made, but it came out really cute, I think. And yeah, so I started a third gnome, but other things came up because it became like gift knitting season. So I have a colorwork hat, like a really long gnome hat, which I would have shown you today, but I don't know where it is. I will uncover it though and add to this little happy family. So those are my gnomes. We'll do another amigurumi since we're kind of on the topic, and that is Logan Koala. And Logan is from the Animal Friends of Peek-a-Pow, and I just finished him last week, actually on Monday, so not even a week ago. And I just felt like, I woke up in the morning and it was a day off, and I just felt like I'm gonna challenge myself to make somebody today, and Logan appeared. So Logan's not perfect, but none of my creations are perfect. That's not the point of making them, right? The shirt is 100% unique because I did this stitching of these little, I don't know, like motifs across the shirt. I tried to do what was in the pattern, but mine came out a little different looking. I kind of wish, in retrospect, that I had reversed the colors, because I think if I had done a light pink on the base and then the darker pink and the purple as the contrast for the little stitching, I think I would have liked it better, but that's okay, Logan. You're fine just the way you are. I love Logan's little blush under her eyes, and The ears were really fun to make. You actually make little cups, like a ball, but you don't close the top. And then you insert a pom-pom. So I used my pom-pom maker and made those really quick. And now there's pom-pom fluff all over the floor by my desk at work, but hopefully I don't get in trouble for that. And yeah, so that's Logan. Logan has a friend that I'm not gonna be able to show you in person because he is in a box on his way across the country to my friend for her birthday. And it's another animal friend of Pika Pow, and that is, I think the name was Jack Russell. And it's a Jack Russell dog with a red bow tie. He looks so dapper. And I just thought she would really like that dog. And also I got her a gift card to Starbucks because that's nice. I got her a chocolate bar, chocolate peanut butter, and returned something that she had left here 2 years ago. So anyway, he was super fun to make. He had different color ears, and the problem I had with those is I was using slightly different worsted weight yarn, and one ear came out huge comparatively, so I just adjusted. I think that's one thing that I am trying to embrace for this year of making, and that is don't be afraid to make adjustments and make it work for me, because I think I've been a very like purist when it comes to the pattern. I have to do what the pattern says to this point, but I don't think that's really so important anymore. So I'm just gonna do what I think looks best, and I'll learn from it if it doesn't look good. So anyway, that's Jack Russell. So I'm not sure who I'm gonna send Logan to, or Logan might just be added to my hammock of friends that's hanging out in my room. All right, we've got two more wearable items, and they're small items, accessories. The first I'll show you I made longer ago. It's leg warmers. I think these were called the Olali leg warmers. They're knit. I intended first to crochet leg warmers and realized I just had so much trouble. So anyway, maybe there's a great crochet leg warmer pattern out there, but for now I knit them. And they're actually super warm, and I wear them all the time. You can probably tell by the way they look on screen that they're a little bit worn. They are a wool blend, so they're really warm. But what's also nice is whatever stitch this is, there was slippage. Like I think every other row you slip the knits. How soon we forget what we did. But in any case, it creates a very thick fabric because you've got your slip stitches on the reverse create a little bit more yarn to be wrapped around your legs. So I really, really like these. I wear them over leggings. I wear them over jeans. I wear them to yoga, which I have to take them off because I get so hot at yoga. But I wear them around the house. If I'm wearing, over pajamas. I really, really love them, and I want to make more leg warmers. I would do this pattern again. I think it would look really nice in like a lighter color solid yarn. This was yarn that a coworker had given me from her stash, and I still have a lot of it left, so maybe I'll do another accessory to go with these. But these are my leg warmers. I have one more wearable, and that is a crocheted item. It is my dragon scale mitts. Now this was a new technique that I learned this week, and that is the crocodile stitch, or it's also called the dragon scale, or it's also called the mermaid stitch, and it's a crochet stitch. And basically it's doing front posts, working around the post stitches. I think they are front posts, but like anyway, I'll explain it, but take a look at these babies. How cute are they? I'm kind of blown away about how much I like them because I was able to do them in one day. And like I worked that day, so I worked on them during my breaks, and then when I got home, I ended up ripping it all out and doing it again anyway because I didn't like the fit. The first time around, they came out a bit loose, and I felt like you could see through the scales too much. So the second time around, I just made sure my tension was a little bit tighter. Not tight, but I just made sure I was kind of cognizant of that. And I think they came out all right. So here's the thing about the dragon scales that I didn't know. Basically, it's a 2-row repeat. The first row is your setup row, and all you're doing is like a grid. So you're doing, and this isn't a secret, like these mitts, well, it's a free pattern anyway, and I encourage you to check it out if you're interested. But basically you make you do your, whatever, your chain around the circumference of your palm. And then you do a grid, so you're doing 1 double crochet, skip 2 stitches, then 2 double crochets into 1 stitch, skip 2 stitches, 1, skip 2, 2, skip 2, and so on. So what that does is it makes these V's, and then the next time around when you're doing, there's cats running around, so if you hear any noise, I'm sorry. Then your next time around, you end up doing front post double crochets down one side of the V and then up the other side of the V. So it creates these scales. And I think it's a really cool effect. I also saw a really cool scales hood, and it's almost like a little capelet with a hood, and I thought that would be super cool. So that's in my maybe someday list. Anyway. Those are my dragon scale mitts. Oh, and the rest is just double crochet clusters and a little bit of ribbing at the top. The last fully completed project that I am going to share with you today is my Noble Cotton, it's called the Noble Cotton Granny Square Bag. Dun da da da! And she's done! This one took me a little bit longer. So the point of this was a convoluted story, and I will spare you some of the despair that I experienced when I had to rip out what I was working on about 1,700 times. Basically, I wanted to make a yoga mat bag, and I was trying to make the Shavasana bag. It's a free pattern. It's a crocheted pattern, and I struggled so much with it. It was coming out wonky. It looked like gym socks, maybe, and also like, it was not good anyway. So then I consulted with my expert, which is my mom, and she suggested, I think it was called like a multiple stitch. Basically, it was just like a textured stitch. And it was coming out really cute, and I really, really liked it, and it was with this yarn. And then it didn't fit on the bag. When it would have fit if the bag was not made of like rubber, but when you try to slide acrylic on a rubber yoga mat, you're not gonna get very far very fast. So I don't suggest it. If you're gonna make the Shavasana bag, go for cotton or bamboo. Don't be the person that tries acrylic, because I'm that person. It didn't work. So anyway, I had all this yarn left over, and I made the Granny Square, Noble Cotton Granny Square bag, which is not cotton, it's acrylic, as we just discussed. And I love it. It's, I forget how many squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's, like, you make a 4, and then 5, 6, 7, plus 4 is 11, but probably there's 12. Oh yeah, you make 5 of one motif, 5 of another, and 3 of another. So that's 13. Yeah, 13 squares. And then I learned how to sew them together, and I thought the seam came out pretty good. This is a free pattern also. Actually, I'm really glad that I did this pattern, because I never knew how to sew the granny squares together with an invisible seam. And what you do is, like, you just do kind of a zigzag, and then you pull the yarn, and you'll see like your squares get all like, ooh, snug together and make a really neat little seam, which is, I think it came out pretty neat. And yeah, I was a little worried that it was gonna be too bright. I mean, it is bright, but like, I really like bright colors, and too bad, right? So that is all of the really finished stuff that I have. Now I have the big lingering question, and that is my Love and Laughter shawl by Katie Groff Designs. I finished it last night, and I say finished with quotes because I did not weave in the ends, but that's because I'm not sure I love it. In fact, I don't think I like it. But I'm willing to give it a chance. I put it in a bag, went to bed, and I said, you know what, let's get a good night's sleep and then look at this again. So let me take this one off. Uh-oh, there's a cat licking in my yarn. Hey Mojo, that's not yours. So this is it. It is an asymmetrical triangle scarf. And it was made with the Golden Pearls yarn set. Like, it was a kit I bought. And there's parts of it that I really love, and mainly what I love is the rainbow. I also love the texture. I think it's a really pretty texture, and it's just a combination. It's like a 4-stitch repeat, including, I'm not giving up, I shouldn't give it away, but if you're looking at it, you can tell that there are some slip stitches, and I really like that. I really like the colors. What I really don't like is the shape. I think you're to wear it like this. Like, that's how it looked in the, just ignore the ends. That's how it looked in the photos that I saw. But to me, this looks too raw. I would have loved to have seen, I don't know, a little more structure. Now, I know if I weave the ends in, it will look more finished, obviously, but I didn't like that. And then the other thing about it is my own fault. I forgot to, like, for half the thing, it's getting bigger on one side and smaller on the other, on one side, and then like halfway through you switch and you're getting smaller on one side and bigger on the other side. I missed the switch. I was just going and I just kept going. So what ended up happening is at the end, I wasn't able to be in the right place to cast off when it was suggested. So I kept going. So that's why I think these two ends are so different. Like, if I hold them end to end and show you the middle, like, that's so, it's the shape. I know I messed it up, but I didn't, and I was not gonna go back to the middle of the scarf because I had been working on it for ages. Like, this cast on is probably over a year old. But there's a center double decrease line, which I think came out really nice down the center of it. But it's like, it doesn't line up to the center. So I want to wear it with it in the center. But this isn't long enough. And I didn't mess up there. Ugh. I think I'm looking for permission to pull it out, since we're just being frank. I also am not sure if I love how it looks with the, like this purpley gray. To me, it's almost a little bit too dull of a hue, like, versus the vibrancy of the rest of the rainbow. So I've had some thoughts. I think I would like to take it out, but let me know in the comments if you have an opinion, if there's a way I could fix it up that I'm gonna love it, or if I should just, you know, like, cut my losses and use the yarn for something I'm really gonna love. Now for my works in progress. So I was lucky enough to get to attend Vogue Knitting Live as a marketplace customer. They need customers, you know? So I got myself a really fun skein of super chunky yarn from Asylum Fibers. And isn't their bag awesome? And I cast on this morning, and I love it. It's just what I need in the middle of winter. Look at this. I cast on this morning for the Cozy Little Mobius. This is a, well, I don't know if it's free. I bought the yarn and the lady gave it to me. It is by Stephanie Jones. I got to learn how to do the Mobius cast on, which was really fun. It's not hard. I watched Kat Bordy's video, which has like 1.2 million views on it from many years ago, and it is a little bit blurry, but basically when you do a Mobius, it's a twisted tube. So there's like no beginning and no end, but you have to start somewhere. So what ends up happening is you're casting onto one of your needles as well as one of the cables. And then I'm not going to explain it. Go watch that video if you really want to know how to do a Mobius cast on, but this is whipping up so fast, and all it is just knit and purl ridges. It's like a super simple pattern, but I love the yarn. It is merino, 100% super chain. It's called super chain. I think it's like a chain yarn. I'm probably going to be done with this by tonight. It kind of matches what I'm wearing. It's a little brighter. It might be the brightest thing I have. But it's a really nice, fun, happy project. I'll show you real quick. This is not really finished, but when I was playing around with like the yarn, when I thought I was going to use it for the yoga mat bag, I made a couple of little like flowers and butterflies, and I figure I'll show you. So these were the little flowers. I thought they were cute. I think they might need like a little pom-pom in the middle. Oh, that would make it so cute with little pom-pom. Maybe with like the contrast. Like this one has the orange pom-pom and this one could have the green pom-pom. I don't know if I did it exactly right. This was my first experience doing any kind of a post stitch. And yeah. Then this was kind of interesting. What you do is, these are butterflies. I haven't finished them yet. But they're like granny cluster shapes, but they fold, and when you fold them, they look like little butterflies. So that's the orange and green. I have a purple and orange. The green and white, I've already vetoed. I don't know why I threw white in there because I don't have white anywhere else. And a 3-color one here. Purple, wait, that one? Yeah. So I think when you sew it, I think I saw some, they put like little pipe cleaners. Oh my goodness, Mojo. What's wrong? So that was just me playing around and experimenting, and I think I might use these on another accessory. I have a lot of this yarn. It was an accidental purchase. My other work in progress is that simple thing, and it's been on the Hot Right Now page for a while. Okay, I'll just come out and say it. It's kind of like a Sophie scarf dupe, but if you really think about it, the Sophie scarf is a garter stitch scarf with an I-cord edge. So this is a garter stitch shawl, like triangle thing, kind of, with an I-cord edge. And I'm just using up, I mean, I started it for this project. I've had this in my stash for a long time and I didn't know what to do with it. And I just thought I like it and I want something real simple, just like a solid color, because mostly everything that I have is like kind of crazy colors. And last but not least, I'm going to show you something that I started working on last month and I love it, and I just need to get a little bit more organized with my time so that I can finish it. It's really crinkly, so I'll explain it and then I'll show you. This is a monogram needle felted tapestry, and here it is. So it's gonna be a letter J for Jack, and it's a kit that I bought at Rhinebeck's Sheep and Wool Festival this year, or like 2024, and yeah, basically you get these 2 pre-felt pieces, which is what they call these, and then it has the Sharpie monogram design drawn on it, and then you get needles, like felting needles, 4 of them, and then all of the roving and the different colors that you're going to need, and then a guide. Like this has all the instructions and a picture of the suggested colors. And this company, thefeltingstudio.com, if you're interested, they have so many to choose from. And once I got started doing this one, I got so carried away daydreaming of all of the felted tapestries that I want to make in my future. One idea that I had is, you know those, I'm just going to say it, like it's, I'm not a business person, I'm an ideas person. I really love coming up with ideas of like, oh, I could make these and sell them, but I love making things, but I don't like the selling part, I guess. Wouldn't it be neat though if you took like a really simple adult coloring page? Like what came to mind is those like nice little town books that are really popular. Like if you don't know what I mean, I'll show you on the screen. They are like some of the top adult coloring books on Amazon. But you could easily just trace them out on felt and felt them. Fill it in, get the roving that you need. Yeah, you just like hold little tufts of it and felt it in. Oh, and then also it comes with this, well, there it goes. It comes with this foam block that you use, and you can see there's holes all over it because I've been using it for felting. So now that I've cleaned up a little bit around here, I want to thank you again for stopping by and joining me on my channel. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to my channel so you don't miss another video. I sometimes do pattern roundups, but very often I just talk about what I'm working on and show off some of the projects. So if that's what you like to watch, then you're in the right place. Anyway, I will catch you next time.